Are you still desperately wondering when your twin flame will come back? Desperately seeking for that divine union? Wondering when will it ever happen, if it will ever happen? Feeling that you won't be complete until you are together. But this is the thing, you cannot expect your twin to complete you. You need to come to completion on your own first. You need to come to inner union and wholeness within before you can expect for divine union to happen in the 3D. So this is why it's so important to find that love within yourself first in order to find it outside yourself. My name is Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, especially in separation from our twin, we're always seeking outside. We're always looking for the answers outside. We keep asking, why are they running? Why aren't they replying? Why are they ghosting? What is going on? But everything that they do is a reflection of what's within us. And we can say to ourselves, especially as the chaser or whatever, we're like, I'm not running. I'm like, you're running towards them, but you're like, what, you keep saying, what are they not doing their healing? Why are they not doing this? Why are they not coming back? But you ask yourself this, everything they do is a reflection of what's within you. And everything you do is a reflection of what's within them. So technically, you're both running from the connection if you're not facing what's within. And this is the thing, we think that we are going to be happy and complete when we're in divine union. This is not how it works. We have to get happy and complete on our own. And this reminds me of Will Smith quote. I don't know the exact words, right? But you can't expect another person to make you happy. You get happy on your own. They get happy on their own, and then you both come together in mutual happiness and share that happiness. Expecting another person to make you happy is actually quite selfish if you cannot do it yourself. This is why you need to do that healing yourself in order to come into divine union within. It is only when we are whole within ourselves that we can actually come into union. Because this is the thing, there's this abandonment wound, this rejection wound, this feeling of unworthiness, this feeling that we're not enough. Now you're going through that, and so is your twin. This is from your past life trauma, your childhood trauma. This is from past abusive relationships. And until we heal that wounding, it's never ever going to feel, we're never going to feel whole within. And this is the main objective of twin flame healing, is to come to a place of unconditional love for yourself first. It's only when you love yourself so unconditionally that you can love your twin. And because they're effectively you. If you don't love yourself, you're not loving your twin. If you don't love them, you're mirrored energy. So if you don't love yourself, you cannot love them fully. And as well as that, you can't love anything if you don't love yourself. And that's the way I see it, because everything in our world is a reflection of how we feel. So if we don't feel whole, if we don't feel love within ourselves, how are we expected to see that love around us? And this is the thing, I love this about the twin flame journey and the awakening journey in general. We're living in this cloud of black and white. We're living in a grey bubble. And when you actually find that love within yourself, everything, it's like you go outside and it's like the first time you see the world. You see it in colour. And it's like, you're like a child and you're looking at things with childlike wonder. You're literally find this new sense of feeling because you see everything with fresh eyes. You see everything with the eyes of love. And this is so beautiful. You have to get there yourself first. And this has been obviously for me, I've been on this journey a while. So I've had this unconditional love for a long time for myself, but there has always been the butt. I keep calling it the big butt. The big butt. The big butt in your fucking face. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, the big fucking butt. It always comes in. It's like, I love myself, but I want this. I am worthy of this, but. And this was kept coming up for me. And Jesus, I didn't even know what was going on. My heart is my biggest block. And I think for a lot of us, our heart chakra is our biggest block because we have felt unworthiness. And that's it. You know what I mean? We felt unloved. We've been abused, we've been mistreated, and it's hard for us to trust again. And the question I had to ask myself, and this is because I got to the stage where my heart was about to turn to stone, and I was like, I have to figure out what to do here. what is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? Why is this unworthiness would keep coming up? Because like I mentioned this in a video before, I had I am enough written on the wall, and every time I looked at it, I had to just my head just flicked away. I was like, I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I actually changed the words to you are enough, and it actually believed it. But I have to keep coming back to that unworthiness wound. It's like, I know I love myself. I know I'm good enough. I know I deserve this. But why does that big but keep coming in? Why do I keep going, but do I? Am I? There was always that little seed of doubt, especially when it came to my twin flame. You know, it always kept creeping back in, that unworthiness. And this, you know, I healed this over the last few months around Christmas and stuff. And even in January, you know, a lot of heart chakra awakening kind of happened for me over the last few months. And I had to sit with that. I was like, why does this keep coming up? And I sat with it as well. It was like, I have to ask myself, what am I running from? Because I'm running too. If my twin is running, I'm running. What am I running from? And I had to dig deep, and I realized at the time I was actually afraid to be loved. You know what I mean? I wanted desperately to be loved, but I was so afraid of it because I never knew what it was like. And that's the thing for any of us really who have never been loved properly or at all really. We don't know what it's like, and it's an alien concept. And that's why we feel undeserving of it, because we've only ever known toxic love. We've only ever known abuse. So we ask ourselves, you know, and then that's the thing. And that's what came up for me actually when I discovered this. I remembered back to all the times I was mistreated. And I was like, that mistreatment led me to believe that that's all I deserved. And that's heartbreaking. That is really, really heartbreaking. And I suppose you go back to your inner child as well. Like, you see, this is the thing. I was healing my inner child so much. And I'd healed that abandonment wound with my inner child and that rejection wound. So I kept questioning to myself, if I've done that healing towards my childhood, why am I still in pain? Why am I still thinking I'm undeserving? And that's when all the past relationship stuff came up. And all of that abuse came up. And that mistreatment came up. And I was like, I've been taught, you know, I've been taught from, well, I felt it from a young age anyway, but I've been taught in my two toxic relationships that I was a piece of shit and that I didn't deserve anything except abuse. And that's what was still being triggered. That was still what was closing my heart up. And, you know, because I had to walk away from so much, you know, family and friends as well, I closed up even more. And that wound was re-triggered, and it was like, you know, am I completely damaged goods? That was another one that came up for me. I felt like I was damaged goods. You know what I mean? And that I didn't deserve to be loved. And that's why we need to look within. And that's why we need to start healing that wound around our heart. And that's what's so important. When we discover why we're running, then we can discover how to heal that and how to, you know, stop ourselves from running. And in turn, that will mirror back to our twin, because our twin is going to heal as we heal. That's the mirrored energy. That's the mirrored work. But we have to get there first. And, you know, it's such a weird feeling to actually dig that deep and to discover why you feel so unworthy. It's hard, don't get me wrong. This healing journey is hard. Obviously, when you have to dig deep into that trauma, you have to reface it and you have to feel it all again. So, like, literally, when you discover that wound, you're sitting there feeling it rawly. You really are. But when you overcome that, you kind of go, that shit is false. And that's the thing. Remember this. And I have to keep reminding myself of this. A narcissist will pick on your shine, will dampen your best qualities. So when they say something about you that makes you feel like shit, like you're unworthy or you're a piece of shit or whatever, or you're useless, anyway, I'm not using those words. You know, you're gonna, all those things that they said about you is actually the opposite of what's true. And we have to remember that. Anything we've been told by these toxic people is the opposite of what's actually true. So when you sit with that and you kind of go, right, we're sitting here kind of feeling undeserving, unworthy, feeling like damaged goods, feeling like a piece of shit. But that was all lies. And you actually can shed that because you know that narcissistic behavior is toxic and they pick on the stuff they're jealous of. So you can kind of release it because you're like, you know, they took away from me my best qualities. So that's something I had within me that was worth loving. And this is when we finally can get to love ourselves. And this is what inner union is all about. You come to a union within yourself. You become whole within yourself. You love yourself and finally feel worthy of every kind of love. And that's the secret. That is the secret to attract in your divine counterpart, your divine union, is to come there on your own first. You have to feel like you're enough for yourself, for this world. You have to know that you're worthy for yourself and for this world. Because if you don't feel that worthiness within you, your twin flame isn't going to feel the worthiness within themselves. And that's, as I said, mirrored energy. What you feel, they feel. We both have mirrored trauma. You and your twin will have mirrored trauma. It might look different on the surface, but it's the same core wounding. And it's the same for all of us. It's the same core wounding. It's abandonment, it's rejection, it's unworthiness, it's not enoughness. It's all the fucking same. It's the fear of being loved because all we've known is toxic love. That's it. We're all walking the same path. We're all literally just walking each other home. We're all feeling the same stuff. We're all going through the same experiences. And this is it. It's healing that pain within our hearts. It's healing that unworthiness. That's becoming whole on our own. That's the important thing. And it's only when you get there that it's like, fuck, this is real. You can get here. And like I've been on this journey so fucking long, and it's crazy because January is like 10 years mixed into 4 fucking weeks. Really crazy. You know what I mean? And it's literally only since, like, the wounding I went through in November, December was massive. The healing I had to go through in late December was fucking massive. That was my main wounding coming up. But then it was only early January that I actually discovered the persecution and the witch wound, which finally helped me come to a place of proper loving myself. And like I remember saying to my friend, it was probably mid-January. I'm not sure when exactly I said it to her. I was like, I finally have healed, and it was after the witch wounding anyway. And I finally was like, I'm actually not afraid. I'm not afraid to be loved anymore. And that's my friends and my twin flame. You know what I mean? And it was just, and I'm not afraid to be, it's so weird. Because every time I've been on, throughout this journey, like I've said, I'm ready. But then I've gone, oh, I'm scared. I'm scared to be ready. You know what I mean? And I knew that's because I obviously wasn't fucking ready. But I was able to say around mid-January, I'm ready to be loved. And that's, as I said, by friends as well. And I'm not afraid. And it's so beautiful. Oh my God. My friendships are growing so much bigger than they were. My heart is growing so much bigger than it was because I'm letting love into my life. And I've mentioned this before. I was a one-way system. I could let love out. I just couldn't let it in. And I couldn't let it in for a very fucking long time, if ever, because it was so toxic, the stuff that I attracted before. And to be able to let love into my life again, my girlfriends, they're just, they're bursting my heart open here, so there. Because, and that's making me, it's just making me feel such joy for life. And that's why I'm doing this video today. This is coming out on Valentine's Day. But that's the whole objective, is feeling that love, letting love into your life again, knowing why you didn't let it in the first place, healing those wounds around that, and discovering that you've always fucking deserved it. Always. You've always been fucking worthy. But to love yourself so completely, to be able to trust to let other love in again, is the most amazing feeling you can have. Your life just starts flowing so magically, like, you know what I mean? It really does. Like this week, especially because it is Valentine's week, I've been just feeling heart bursting open energy, you know what I mean? And it's amazing. And my life is starting to flow more smoothly now. There's abundance, there's opportunities coming in because I'm not blocking it with fear. And that's it. If we have a closed heart chakra, or if we have any kind of fear, we're not going to be able to attract in anything into our lives. So just letting my friends in to my heart again, and this has been able to open me up to my twin flame love as well, because I know I'm deserving of it now, because I've come to inner union. I've come to divine union within myself, and that's the most important thing. So if you're still desperately seeking outside yourself, wondering why your twin is still running, ask yourself, what are you doing that is a form of running? What are you still afraid of? Why do you still feel unworthy? Dig deep and uncover that wounding so that you can truly love yourself properly. I have been loving myself over the last few years, but it's only in the last few weeks that I've truly understood what it is to feel that kind of love, to be in that divine union within myself. Because when I was blocked off to letting love in, that's not unconditional love, that's conditional. I had conditions around my heart. That's not inner union, that's conditional love, because I wasn't unconditionally allowing it in as I was allowing it out. And that's what we need to do. We need to be able to allow love into our lives as well as be able to give it. It needs to be balanced. And that will bring you in to divine inner union, and that will attract in your divine union in the external as well. So it all starts with you. Bring that wholeness into your heart. That will mirror back to your twin. And once they bring their wholeness into their heart as well, you both will come back together. So trust that process. You have to come into that union in here first for it to happen in the external. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.